Hello, very welcome. Thank you very much for being here. Remember that you can ask questions through our chat on YouTube. I'm super happy to introduce you today to PTC Company. This is a presentation with Jack Butter, Inside Sales Supervisor, and Pauline De Klerk, Talent Acquisition Consultant. Jack joined PTC as Business Development Representative and has worked his way up through all roles within the HBS team and is now working as supervisor. He's responsible for a small team of enterprise account executives working with cutting-edge technology on the daily basis. He is originally from England, and now it's 5 years that he's in Spain. And looking forward to let you know how PTC is operating and continuing growth in the next 5 years. And Pauline joined PTC as a talent acquisition consultant in April 2020 and is responsible for the recruitment of the Barcelona hub, recruiting for brains and passion. This is the title of this presentation. She helps PTC grow as business by finding the next great talent and helps prospective candidates with finding their next great career. So thank you very much for being here, for participating one more time in Job Barcelona. You know that you have more or less 30 minutes. Candidates know that they will arise questions and comments through our chat, and then we will have 15 minutes at the end to share those insights from our audience. So whenever you like, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Pili, for that introduction, and welcome everybody to this webinar by Jack and myself on PTC. We are very excited today to talk a little bit about PTC, about our company, about our mission, who are the people that work for us, what is our company culture like. Of course, probably the reason why you're all here are career opportunities, with, of course, a larger focus on our internship program that we have in software sales here in Barcelona. And then, of course, we hope to be able to answer all of your questions by the end. And with that, I give it over to Jack, who will give a quick introduction to PTC.
Thanks, Pauline. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome along. So I thought I'd start off by just setting the scene about PTC. So as you can see from the slide there, PTC is a global company that was founded in 1985. So we've got over 30 years of heritage in the software industry. We were formed in Boston, in North America, and there's a picture of our head office there in the Seaport district of Boston. We truly are a global company. As you can see from the graphic there, 42% of our workforce is in the Americas, which is almost matched by 39% here in Europe. Our emerging market is Asia Pacific, and we are really aggressively going after that market segment and currently have 19% of our staff based over there. Today, PTC is a 1.2 billion technology company and has been voted one of the best places to work according to the Boston Globe, which is one of the most respected newspapers in the state of Massachusetts. Our mission is to be the leader in unleashing industrial innovation. That being said, we are currently working with many different softwares. Our heritage is in CAD, computer-aided design. But over the last years, we have aggressively acquired many companies and moved into the augmented reality and industrial Internet of Things space to really make us a rounded software company. As you can see from the slide there, we've almost 7,000 employees worldwide. That has increased by 500 in the last 18 months since the beginning of the pandemic almost. So as you can see, we're a company that is aggressively growing and has done so even during a state of pandemic, which is great to see. If we move on to the next slide, you can see a little bit about what we stand for in our logo. Like I said, we are really heavily focused on the industrial innovation, and that is the convergence of both the physical and the digital world. And as you can see there from our logo, you can clearly see the P in grey and the green D there, standing for physical and digital. And digital transformation is the convergence of both the physical and the digital world working together to create a whole. So that's what we stand for at PTC, and taking advantage of that conversion. So how does this look in real life? If we move to the next slide, you can see a quick demonstration of a smart factory, and this is how we do it. Let's assume that this smart factory graphic that you can see here is a car manufacturer like Seat, Nissan, or one of the many others out there. And PTC solutions play a big part in the whole product lifecycle, from conception to design, to production, to sales, and to the post-care customer operations and services. So where does each part of our technology fit in? As you can see on the left-hand side of this slide here, you have the corporate C-level executives that are focused on creating new business models, modernizing the workforce, and obviously increasing the shareholder value. So they will be looking at new technologies, ways to get these vehicles to market quicker, how they can make more money and more profit quicker as well. So they will look at our technologies to bring in where they can save money. The engineering department will then be tasked at designing that car. So they will use our CAD system, Creo, to design the car, build a digital model of how that car will look and how it will go together so that the manufacturing department know exactly how to produce said car. Whilst this is going on, the sales and marketing team are focused on bringing a voice of the product to the customer and out to the market. So they'll be utilizing the CAD data and turning this into an augmented reality experience for sales and marketing. Whereby you could go to a showroom where they wouldn't have any physical cars there at all, and see an augmented reality model of the car. If you have time later on, I would recommend downloading the Porsche app, where you can design and build your own Porsche and drive it around completely in augmented reality, which is a PTC app, free on the App Store. If we move into the manufacturing and supply chain, okay, if you imagine a car factory and production line, if you've ever seen it on the TV or any pictures, it's full of robots, loads of different moving parts all working together. And it's critical that all of these parts work together all of the time without breaking down, without failing. This is where our industrial Internet of Things technology would come in what we would call a smart connected operations, where all of these robots and pieces of equipment have got sensors that are constantly communicating with the car manufacturer, sending data about productivity levels, speed of operation, any potential areas where it might break down, so that the engineering and maintenance teams can get there and fix it or take preventative measures before it breaks down. When those engineers get to the robot, if they're unsure of how to fix it, they would then use augmented reality again with step-by-step instructions showing them exactly how to fix said piece of machinery. And then both customer operations and customer service will be looking to take data from the finished product and look at feeding that back into the system. How can improvements be made? Where the customer is using said vehicle in terms of time per day, what's the fuel efficiency with that? Is it a city use or a less urban use, where what the fuel efficiency is in both of those use cases, and taking that data back into the corporate level to develop the next model to be even more efficient. This again would be using our industrial Internet of Things technology, ThingWorks, for more of a smart connected products play, gathering all of that data and feeding it back into the system. So that's a really high level view of where our solutions fit across a car manufacturing plant, but they fit with many, many different businesses as well. As we can see from this next slide, whilst you might not have heard of PTC before, that's because we're a solely B2B outfit. So we only sell business to business. But as you can see, we operate in many, many different industry segments, from aerospace and defense, automotive, like we just touched on there, high-tech companies like HP up in Sant Cugat, for example, industrial machinery like John Deere, Mitsubishi, retail and consumer for sales and marketing with our augmented reality and their supply chain, as well as medical devices. One quick story on the medical devices side, which was quite a proud moment for me working for PTC. During the pandemic in the UK, there was a shortage of ventilators for people that were in intensive care. Now, PTC clubbed together as a conglomerate with many other companies in the UK called the Ventilator Challenge, and managed to increase the production of ventilators for the health system in the UK. by 60% to really drive the recovery of the pandemic and provide these people with the ventilators that they needed. So it was a super proud moment to see PTC in action in a real life situation. So that's a high level overview of what PTC are from a business standpoint. I'm going to hand over to Pauline now, who's going to give you a little bit more insight into who PTC are from a culture point of view. So over to you, Pauline.
Thank you, Jack. So yeah, who are we? Who are the people that work for PTC? I don't think there's any better way to introduce ourselves than to actually show you with the following video.
Hello, my name is Rhonda Morgan, Vice President of Employee Communications and Engagement. It has never been a better time to be part of PTC, and we're excited to introduce you to this smart, passionate global family. We value the brains and passion that each and every employee brings to PTC, and we celebrate and encourage this in a number of ways. We do that by empowering our employees to pursue their ideas and keep reaching for the next. PTC employees are driven by innovation. They create opportunities that encourage learning, curiosity, and growth.
We network, we listen, we participate in the demos, we ask questions.
It doesn't matter if you're young or old. It doesn't matter if you're an intern or an executive. It doesn't matter if you've been here for 6 months or 60 years. You can make a difference.
That's why we're here. We have to make things better. We have to improve where we can, and it pays off.
It's never been a better time to be at PTC. Like our logo suggests, we are bringing physical and digital together. We're doing that in products to create smart connected products. We're doing it with people to create smart connected people. And we're combining smart connected products and smart connected people into smart connected processes. These ideas are very transformational, and companies can use them to change the way that they engineer products, how they sell and market their products, how they manufacture the products, support the customers, and even restructure their service organizations. These are big, powerful ideas, and all of this is possible because of the creativity of the people who come to work at PTC every day.
We have amazing, unique benefits to help our employees flourish in every aspect of their life. Things like an inclusive parental leave, their birthday off, volunteer days, care assistance, and many more great benefits. We are a diverse, global community, and it's our differences that make us better together, creating an environment that gives everyone the opportunity to have a voice, be heard, and make a difference.
PTC has a culture of being able to recognize and value people who are thinking differently.
Do not be afraid to challenge the status quo. Don't wait until the solution comes to you. Come up with a solution.
I feel like I'm having an impact on the community.
Beyond giving back to our employees, we also do everything we can to give back to the communities that we work in. Our corporate social responsibility initiatives are key to our culture. This gives employees the ample opportunity to give back to organizations and communities that they believe in and help us work toward a more sustainable future. We work with you to help you manage your personal work-life balance, having benefits in place to help you manage your personal life and give you the time you need with your friends and family. This is the right time to be at PTC. We can't wait to meet you.
I am PTC.
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 All right, so now you probably as well have a couple of questions regarding our values and our company culture. So let's talk a little bit about that. You saw us in action in the video. For us, what matters is not your experience, it's not your CV. We hire for brains and passion. This is something that you will hear me repeat a lot, not only during this webinar, but if you're ever back in touch with me after this, because it's true. We look for smart individuals, curious people who are passionate about digital transformation, and about uniting the physical with the digital world. So if you think that you have the brains and the passion, then we are extremely confident that you will have a very successful career at PTC. And we, of course, will make sure from our end to give you all of the tools and the resources that you need for your professional development with us. So if you are innovative and you want to help our clients create, then PTC is definitely the place for you. We like to say that PTC stands for Power to Create, bringing as well all of our core values that you see there below together. So we put our customers first, and with customers, we don't just mean the variety of customers that that Jack introduced to you before, but as well our employees, right? The first and foremost customer of PTC are the employees, are us, their people. We want to nurture a culture of brains, passion, and fun, and mostly a culture where everybody is included in a very diverse working environment where excellence and innovation can thrive and where our people feel empowered to be bold and agile in their day-to-day work. So our employees are as well passionate not only about new technology and digital transformation, but as well about giving back to the community. There are 3 major events that we hold throughout the year that are connected to the community around us. Let's start with Family Day. Family Day is organized to make sure that our own families as well can become a part of the bigger PTC family and get equally passionate about what we do. Last year in 2020, Family Day was virtual due to obvious reasons, which in the end really wasn't too bad because here, at least in PTC Barcelona, definitely, we are a very diverse environment. It's very multicultural with people from all over Europe. So whenever it's purely on site, you know, not a lot of families always have the opportunity to join for all of the activities that we organize during that day. So with the events being fully virtual, it gave a lot of employees' families as well the chance to participate from abroad and see what it is that we do on a day-to-day basis, and as well how we have been adapting to that new reality that the pandemic brought with it. Then we as well have the Week of Caring. This is the week in which we give back to the community around us through clothing donations to people in need, distribution of food to the homeless, and as well working together with a variety of animal charities based in and around Barcelona. We celebrate it in December of every year. Of course, last year, December, we had to do it as well a little bit differently. We organized a donation drive outside in the city center of Barcelona, where you could just pass by and drop off anything really that you wanted to donate, whether that be food from the supermarket, old clothing that you're not wearing, coats, but as well sheets, for example, for the animal shelter. Whatever you would like to donate, you could. And then afterwards, it was distributed to the charities that we work with very closely. Then lastly, we as well have Earth Week. So we are as well passionate about the environment. We try to be mindful of the waste that we produce, the impact that we have on nature and on our planet. So Earth Week is all about organizing these activities around, for example, beach cleanups, park cleanups, but as well challenges amongst ourselves. For example, what we did this year and the year before that, because the event again was virtual, was we organized zero waste weeks or zero plastic week, vegan challenge, vegetarian challenge, whether you wanted to do it for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, however long, and just share recipes, share ideas, share pictures amongst ourselves. And as well from PTC, themselves, that they as well organized different challenges in which they, if completed as well, would plant a number of trees. So of course, these 3 main community events is not the only thing that we do. It's not limited to that. Every employee of PTC, every regular employee has the possibility to take 2 volunteering days per year. Meaning it's a day where you don't work, but you are still paid, of course, but it doesn't count as your paid time off. It's 2 extra days that you get from the company in which you can participate in nonprofit volunteering activities. But it doesn't stop there. Again, taking care of the community around us is, of course, important, but we, of course, can never forget about our own PTC community. When you join PTC, you join the PTC family or FAMILIA here in Barcelona. We all need some social time outside of work to unwind. And that is what we try to do with our PTC social gatherings and social events, where we celebrate birthdays, team successes, holidays, or just simply because we feel like it. And we overall have a great time together. And that's what it's all about. These PTC socials are held across all major offices globally. Every office does things a little bit differently, has their own customs, but of course the overall goal is the same, to find those informal connections with your colleagues and just having a bit of fun, right? What we also do during summer months, and we started doing this month, it started 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, are summer Fridays, meaning that on Fridays we stop working at 3, so a couple of hours earlier than usual, and then either you can go, for example, enjoy the beach, which of course now with this weather would be very, very welcome, or just, you know, go for a drink with your colleagues, with your friends, and just enjoy a little bit the nice weather that Barcelona has to offer. So in the video, there was already a quick mention of PTC benefits. They, of course, differ from region to region, but here already you have a quick oversight of the benefits that we offer our full-time employees at PTC Spain. 23 days paid time off, which is your holidays, which as well will go up the longer that you work at PTC. Your birthday day off every year, and a very generous parental leave as well. The social events that I talked about before, right? Social Fridays, Family Day, etc., the summer Fridays, and probably the most important are well-being benefits. We have a private healthcare, life insurance, and accident insurance, employee stock purchase plan, which means you can buy PTC stock at a reduced price and share in the success of the company. Flexible benefits, which as well include a restaurant card, which is as well, by the way, in a benefit that we offer our interns. Then lastly, probably something that is on everybody's mind. What is the working situation actually like right now at PTC? We are still working from home. Currently, our offices are open. We have the option to go to the office in Barcelona, but we have to reserve a workstation beforehand, seeing how we, of course, need to remain under a 30% capacity so that we can ensure social distancing. And it's a voluntary return. So you can work from home 100% if you want to do so. On September 6th, we will return to the office globally in a hybrid model that we will call Flex at PTC. So you will work partially at home, partially in the office, as well, always in agreement with your manager on which days, how many days, etc. So then I'll hand it back over to Jack, who will talk a little bit about why technology sales as a first job is a good choice.
Thanks, Pauline. Perfect. So yeah, as Pauline will show you later, we have got many different roles at PTC Barcelona, PTC Spain, but a large majority of the roles are sales roles. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to tell you why, in my opinion, sales is a really, really good career start. So as you can see from the slide there, the first point is it's a multidisciplinary role. Okay, you're going to be learning different skills. There's different approaches to things. And all of these are transferable skills to take on to any career that you might then move on to if you don't want to stay in sales past a few years. You'll be working with many different departments, many different countries, even like I said at the start, we're a global company. So all of these different skills, approaches, and techniques will really stand you in good stead as you move up the career ladder. A really big part of PTC and what we do here is teamwork. We all work together. All of the teams are a key part in PTC's success, but it wouldn't be the overall success without everyone working together. We're a multinational team here in Barcelona from all around Europe and beyond, but we all work together and pull together for the same goal. There's different departments. We've got technical teams, customer service teams, customer success teams, license compliance, etc., who are all looking at things from a different point of view. So you're learning new ideas on a daily basis. As well as that, most of our regions are cross-regional. So, for example, when I started off, I was working for the Northern Europe region, which covers not only the UK and Ireland, but also the Nordic regions. So I learned lots of different approaches from the Nordic countries like Sweden and Norway that I wouldn't necessarily encounter just working in the UK. It exposes you to diverse industries. Like we saw on the slide at the start there, we work in many different industries across aerospace and defense, medical devices, industrial equipment. Now, each one of those customers is going to have a different problem to solve and a different way of looking at things. So each day when you're speaking to your customer, every customer you speak to, you're going to be learning a new point of view of that particular industry, which is a magnificent experience. When you then maybe go to work in one of those industries, you'll see it from the other side. And basically we're having inspiring conversations every day. Okay, sales is part of sales is speaking on the phone all day, every day. So you're having those inspiring conversations all day. And lastly, it's a fast-paced environment. PTC specifically, but generally in sales, it's always changing, it's always evolving, it's really dynamic. So you learn how to work in that way. If you're someone who is embracing change, is really looking at ways that things can evolve and are quite dynamic, then sales is probably a good place for you to start your career. There's always new aspects to the roles that PTC are looking to bring in to make it as efficient as possible. And we work really closely with our team members to get their input on what those changes could be as well. If we move on to the next slide, it sort of shows you a little bit of a diagram of what a sales career within PTC would look like. Now, PTC Barcelona, or our HVS team, High Velocity Sales, is viewed as a talent factory within PTC, where we take people who are new to PTC or new to sales completely and turn them into future sales leaders, as you can see by this funnel diagram here. So when you're new to the role, you will start at a BDR level, which stands for Business Development Representative. And this is where we really coach you in sales, develop your skill set. You'll start off with our smaller customers with inbound leads to really hone your sales skills and develop a pipeline for PTC, all the while learning around our solutions, products, and how to handle sales conversations. Then as we move down the funnel, there's promotion opportunities into account development representatives. This is where you're working with our larger customers across the board. So the likes of Rolls-Royce, British, BAE Systems, John Deere, for example, are some of the big names that we work with every day. This is where you really fine tune and become segment specific, whether that be on IoT and AR or CAD or PLM. You really become an expert in your chosen segment and field and really start to develop your sales career there. That is still part of the sales pipeline development team that we have at PTC, where you're creating pipeline for PTC and then working with our field sellers and sales leaders back in the regions to close those deals. Now, as we move into account executive roles, we've got two different types, transactional and enterprise, which is a full digital selling model where within HVS, we have the full sales cycle responsibility, from the hunting and the prospecting of a particular account to developing the conversation to then handling the conversations around pricing, negotiation, objection handling, and ultimately closing that deal and getting the purchase order from them. Now, this is quite a fast career path. We look to develop people really quickly and hone their skills. And looking at these roles here, it's approximately 9 months to a year in each role before you are then, if you want to, at the bottom of the funnel where you can look to move back to your region as a field seller, or transfer to another department back in the field, or move into people management, people leadership, which is a step that I've recently taken after moving through that funnel. It's all well and good me talking about it, but I think it'd be more beneficial to hear it from the mouths of two people that have actually done it from start to finish. So I'll pass you over to our next video, which will be Esther and Laura talking about their experience at PTC.
Hello, I'm Laura from Austria.
Ciao, I'm Esther from Italy.
And we both started as interns 2 years ago in PTC together.
Yes, and during our internship, we were in a group of 7 people from all over Europe, and it was a great opportunity for us to learn about the job, learn about the technologies as well, but also soft skills like communication and emotional intelligence. And this was extremely useful for us to start our career.
Exactly. For some of us, it was like basically the first internship working in a big company, and it really prepared us well for our next career steps. So now after 2 years, we've been working on different markets, different products, and now we're both account executives for augmented reality and training.
Yes.
And yeah.
I think now we also have a chance to have more responsibility, and we handle the whole sales cycle, so we could learn a lot over those 2 years, and the internship was a perfect start.
Exactly. So if you want to join a young and international company, join us at PTC.
Yeah, we're waiting for you.
All right, so as Jack explained before, high velocity sales, of course, is our largest department here in PTC. And once you've reached the end of that funnel, there are 2 options, whether you want to go international or stay in Barcelona. If you want to stay in Barcelona, you can do as Jack did recently and move into a people management role. Or if you want to as well specialize maybe in another department of PTC, you can definitely do so. Here you can see a quick overview of the different departments that we have here in Barcelona. For example, pre-sales, they are the more technical sales. They support our salespeople with the more technical conversations and demos. Renewals, compliance, partner management, etc. So there are various career paths possible, both on a national as an international level, according to your interests and your strengths, basically. So let's talk a little bit about the internship program that we have here in Barcelona. It's a very well-established program that we've really fine-tuned over the past years. It's a sales internship that is located within the high-velocity sales department and has a duration of 6 months. Currently, we are looking for French, German, Italian, Spanish, or Scandinavian speakers, each with a very high level of English. We are an American company. Our internal language is English. And as Jack as well mentioned before, you often work with different regions. So meaning that you will as well often work in English. We are currently hiring for the next onboarding wave, which will start on September 1st. So should you be looking still for an internship and you have full-time availability, 35 hours per week from September to end of February 2022, and you are eligible, of course, to sign a university agreement, then get in touch with me. You can either apply directly on our career page. I will show the link for this later, or just drop me an email, drop me a message on LinkedIn, get in touch with me. We can talk about it. I'm always happy to connect. Once you get into the recruitment process, just for you guys to know, this is what our typical recruitment process for an internship position looks like. You will first have an interview with talent acquisition, which is with me. After that, there is an interview with the hiring manager, which can be one of 2 people, depending on which region you will be working on. And what we sometimes, not always, like to include as well is an informal chat. This is not an interview, it's an informal conversation with a current team member, more often a team member from the business development team, because that is a team that you will be working very closely with in the internship team. This is more to give you an opportunity to talk to somebody that is actually doing a sales role at PTC that is very similar to the one that you will be doing. So yeah, this I just wanted to quickly mention as well. If you are interested in knowing a little bit more about our internship program, about life at PTC, but as well if you want some, interviewing tips and tricks, or how to capture the attention of a recruiter or of a company, and how to effectively interview in order to land your first dream job, don't hesitate to join me here in Job Barcelona. June 17th, that is this Thursday at 4. It's an open format. You can ask me anything you want, and I will do my best to answer correctly. So whether you're looking for a change or a start or a change in career and sales, just get in touch with us. You can check out our career page that you see here below, our LinkedIn page, or here on my email address. Feel free to note that down, or my name, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Jack and me are both available, and I will be very happy to answer any other questions that you might have. And for now, thanks a lot for your attention. We hope that it was interesting and that you got a little bit excited about joining PTC.
Thank you so much, Pauline and Jack, for this great presentation. I think it has been very interesting. Now it's a turn for questions. We have many questions. One is related to the last explanation that you have said, Pauline, about the tips for the interview. Could you give some tips for being the best candidate in the interview? What do you recommend?
Ooh, that is very difficult to answer right now in a short period. I would recommend to join me on Thursday.
Great. And another one that it's related to this one, this is when you are talking about brain and passion, how you detect these capacities through brain and passion. What are the tools that you use to detect that it's the right candidate?
Well, it's of course very difficult to see from a CV. So we gauge it during a conversation, during an interview, to see, okay, is this a person that is interested, that is showing that's curiosity and that's passion for technology. It doesn't matter if you're a business student or an IT student, or if you're a law student. Actually, one of the managers of the internship team, she studied law. She has a law degree, and she's currently sales manager of the internship and business development team, because she had that passion and that curiosity for new technology. So if you can bring that across by showing me during an interview, that you're well prepared, that you know what we do, that you ask questions that show, okay, they've done a little bit of research, and that doesn't mean that you have to be an expert on PTC and AR. Absolutely not. It's an internship position after all. But to show that initial curiosity.
Great. Curiosity and the creativity, no? Also,
yeah.
As the, another question is about diversity, no? With so many different types of people, backgrounds, different ages, different... how do you manage this diversity in the company? Do you have a diversity policy? Do you do workshops to integrate in the team different backgrounds and different perspectives and different ways of understanding, no? Different cultural approaches?
I'll leave that question to Jack.
Thanks, Pauline. Yeah, absolutely. Diversity and inclusion is a huge part of PTC. Not just in Barcelona, but globally. Like you touched on, here in Barcelona, it's especially relevant as we're all from different countries all around Europe and further. We've got a chief diversity officer based over in Boston who's regularly in touch with all teams, giving seminars or hosting talks, which is really great. But also locally in Barcelona, we actually have a diversity and inclusion team that meets every 2 weeks to talk about different subjects and to raise awareness within the Barcelona office of diversity and inclusion. So we've held talks on racial equality in the workplace. We've had discussions with managers where we've brought them in to talk about gender discrimination in the workplace. We recently had a VP from Boston talking as part of Pride Month. So it's always key and at the front of our minds at PTC, and we do a lot to incorporate a diverse culture at PTC.
Great. Another question is related to this HVS, no? This high velocity sales. They are asking why this name, why it's high velocity sales. What does it mean, high velocity sales?
Yeah, so maybe I can take that one as well. It's PTC's name for our inside sales function. We call it high velocity because a large part of it is the pipeline generation, whereby we're generating pipeline, we're qualifying that customer and the lead, and then passing it on to another part of PTC for that deal to close, and we're moving on to the next part at a really high velocity, high rate of sales, basically. So some of our products can take 9 months to close as part of a sales cycle, but here in Barcelona, we're interested in the velocity, the quantity, as well as the quality of the pipeline that we're generating and passing to other parts of the business.
Oh, interesting. And what are the different? I've seen that in the JOBinplanet you have the profile or the offers related to the sales, no, internship sales. What are can you explain a little bit how the best candidate suits in this position?
In the internship position.
Yes, in the internship, which is the one that it's open right now, no, starting in September.
Yeah,
right?
of course. There is on one side, we have the legal requirements. So you have to be a student. You have to be eligible to sign a university for the duration of 6 months, the full duration of the internship. This is a legal requirement that is, otherwise you can't be doing an internship program. And you have to be located in Spain, not necessarily already, but in that case, willing to move to Spain and be eligible to get a NIE, a permanent NIE. This is as well important because I do realize that there are quite some nationals that are not from the European Union that are based here in Barcelona. And unfortunately, at this time, we do not offer visa sponsorship for our internship program. So you would be required to be able to get that permanent residency without sponsorship. When it comes to what you need, what skills you need, I'm going to say it again, brains and passion. I know it sounds repetitive and I keep saying it, but it's really what matters to us. We don't necessarily care as much about your background or if you already have an experience in sales or if you're studying a certain subject. If you can show us that you have that passion, that curiosity, and that interest, then all the hard skills we can teach you.
Great. Well, I'm sorry because we don't have more time to answer more questions, but I think that what is said is to say thank you. People saying thank you so much. They really appreciate this culture of having fun and all these allowances, no, that you offer to your team, and this culture and this commitment with the society and with the environment. It's also very has a great value from our audience. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for being again in Job Barcelona.
No worries. Thank you for having us. And if there's any other question that is left unanswered, remember Thursday, coffee with talent acquisition for PTC. Ask me anything.
Yeah, don't miss it. I think it's a great opportunity. Thank you very much, Pauline. Thank you, Jack, for joining us. Take care.
Thank you
all.
all.
See you on Thursday. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.